Well, it's nice to be here again. I love this place. I love Monterey. I do love this. So now I'd like to introduce you the new face of W4. We've been acquired last summer, and by a French vendor, another one which is called ITESOFT. We were partnering with them for 3 years now, and the merger between W4 and ITESOFT is accelerating this company transformation, and we're moving away from document paper intensive. So the basic business of ITESOFT was about mailroom automation, transforming paper into digits, and now we're doing accelerating and put the process in front of that. However, we've all discussed the process there, and I've been to London a few weeks ago to the Digital Transformation Symposium Summit rather than BPM. They gave up the BPM, and they said that BPM was somehow killing innovation. Why are we killing innovation? Because we slice the process too much, and then at the moment, the knowledge workers are not what they are supposed to be because we splitted the job together. So now in real life, they need to collaborate out to work out solutions and bring value to the task they complete. And we'd like to understand now how we could do things without modeling the actions they are about to work about. And this is where I want to introduce the enterprise social network to come in and bring flexibility to structuring tool, because social BPM tried to reach this level, but they didn't achieve that at the moment. So there are three main categories in the social networks. We have the classical one, I don't talk about it. We have the LinkedIn stuff, the professional one to find a new job, and the other category is for doing business. So we've been partnering with a company, another French company, which is called GameSpot. It is used not only in two organizations, but pushes the limit and include partners, suppliers, and customers. And the interest of this kind of thing is so obvious, and that pushes the limit, and that solve, for instance, the problem of data privacy that you can't solve with a generic social network. But of course, there are some shortcomings, and the capacity to deliver and to deliver on time is not certain. Is the way if you go for the wharf, you may go nowhere if you don't have the boat at the end of the day. So this is where putting them together is quite interesting, because even if you have a nice solution, quite complex, you may have something unattended coming in. And this is where you need to have the knowledge workers that will be able to handle the situation and do something. So what we did is to bring flexibility together with the structuring of BPM, and this is the way we want to explore a new path for case management, because having to model things is not often easy. From a business perspective, we will sell the connector between GameSpot and W4 ITESOFT to our customers through our store, where we do have the web modeler and these kind of things that are interesting. So for the showcase, the key point, we demoed the product totally 2 years ago for process data user interface. So I'd like to focus on the scenario, which is the answer to an RFP. And the issue is, how do I get on time with the right person? So we will have two environments. On the left-hand side, you have the BPM, traditional BPM stuff. On the right-hand side, you will have the enterprise social network connected together. And we have a very simple business process, and the focus is the integration point rather than having something that is the wow effect of the process, because we all know what it is about. But I will focus as well, because the main outcome that shows up is the timeline. The idea, if you compare the BPM only history of the cases that you have on the left-hand side, then you have on the right-hand side the capacity of gathering information on what happens. So this is really, with this combination, we can take out to be ready for continuous change. For instance, organizations change every day or every week or every month or every year, and it's always difficult to follow these kind of things. So what we want to be able is to orchestrate the whole scope of the case. And for instance, you will be able to have a reliable audit trail or conformance requirement. For instance, in the pharmacy industry, you have these kind of things. So this is what we try to achieve. This is the actual business process as it is deployed on the engine. So this is the view that we have with our web modeler that is available for free on the web. But we also have, this is where I want to take you in, is the environment, the enterprise social network environment, where we have users. So we have a whole set of functionality. I want to get into the detail for that. I'm not there for presenting, but which are the key functions that we have. And the key function, I would say, is there. People publish information, have some skills that are declared, but by the activity they have within the enterprise social network, the document they push, the document they read, the different actions they have, there is a taxonomy of terms there, which are the favorite topics that are there, and that create a profile, automatically create a profile for the user. And this is where the integration point will be on how we can handle the process there. So if I come back to the process definition, it is a very simple BPM one. So I will create a new task from the BPM environment, which is on this side. Then I will publish somehow a document, which is the RFP by itself, but also the request where I have some keywords that will be entered into the system, into the process. And these keywords will be available for this step. Then we have we will have the decision making. So we have events. We have an event-based gateway, which is very nice to use if you want to be flexible on how the process is driven. And you could have first a social routing. Then I will explain how this really works when we open the bonnet of to see the engine and behind. That will produce on a signal an assigned user. So this is a way, by using the enterprise social network, people will choose among themselves someone who will be able to do the job. And if the deadline is reached and people were not able to deliver on time, so they are somewhere lost in the system, we will have an assignment, find the relevant person given the keywords that we entered into the system to assign the task. So this is a system task, and then we will reuse the assigned user as a parameter for this task to play the RFP answer. But this is not, I will not show up the details of this particular task because this is not where the scope of this demonstration is. So here, in a few words, I explain that we have different people. So I have different browsers with different sessions open to try to make it as fluent as possible. So I will switch the windows as quite often. So I will create two process instances, one that I will not play and the other one that I will play to show the different behavior of the process based on that. So I create a first new instance, and the instance is assigned to the first user. And the title of the RFP would be New Power Equipment for a next bpmNEXT. Okay? Because we will change, this will be in a new location, I think. So we have to make sure we have enough power for anyone in the room. And then I will be able to fill in here different information, and I have some suggested keywords that I've been using in the time. So for instance, we need batteries. Okay, I pick up the name, and let's say it will be done in UK. Okay, so we have a UK factory. I try to find out which are the keywords that are the mapping between what we have here and what we use on the other side. So I could attach a document. This is not the main point as well. So I just submit the task, and then the task is just removed from my to-do list. And if, as a user of the enterprise social network there, I go back to my wall, I will have different information. The structure is quite different. And we have a new RFP coming in. But I said I was about to create a second one. Process instance. Oops, processes. I want to create a new one. And this other one, I will process it now. So I will this one dormant to see what happens if the deadline is reached. And this is for next event needs batteries because we will be in Turkey, and for a while I'm afraid that the next big earthquake will be in Turkey because from a statistic point of view this is where it should happen, but it doesn't happen here. Okay, and this is this blah blah blah, and then I will get some batteries there, pick the batteries, come in, and then Turkey. Okay, these are some keywords that are there. And then if I refresh the page on the social network side, I should get a new case coming in. So there's a link between them two. We share an identifier between the BPM and the enterprise social network world. So if I come in here, I'm connected as Anne. So the white-haired lady here is called Anne. And then I have the discussion that has been created automatically within the system. There's a discussion that starts, and Anne would say, I'm not available for this. She may ask someone else, John. There is another user called John that is available. Okay, so I post the comment. And then if I go to another browser, John is there connected. So you see that the tags that are attached to this person are different depending on the center of interest there. If he goes to the wall bar circulating within the system, he will be able to see that there is a message in the message flow and say, what could I say there? Okay, I propose Alexei could do that. Okay, and I post the comment. And then someone else could give an advice on these kind of things. But at the end of the day, the task has to be assigned within the time frame. So if I consider the case, just refreshing there, and I will force the fact that Alexei will be the one to be able to process the task. So time for the network, this is something that may happen. So here we have an owner field that is there. So I type in the name of the one I want to be able to process that. I do save. And at that moment, the signal we've seen at the model level is triggered. And the information goes back to the BPM environment where when Alexei is connected here, he should get into his to-do list the make proposal task that comes in, if it will. Okay, so I can view the task, process the task because I'm in to-do list, so I will have some information to type in. I can, once again, ask a friend, because often this is what you want to be able to do. I want to be able to ask a friend, so automatically from the user interface, re-enter the social network back and forth to find out questions. And at the end of the day, I will be able to click on the submit button because I have enough information. So if we have a look at this particular task there, I can view the timeline that I was talking about. And the timeline shows on a single screen information from the creation date to the user task that has been activated for Alexei because Alexei played the task. And you see that there are some of the lines that are grayed out, or grayed could be any color. Of course, it's just a matter of showing that these come from different systems, but this information is held by the BPM engine. So there are a mechanism for sending back and forth messages to be able to consolidate the process, and then why not doing some process mining on the information that we have there. So this is the first aspect of the demonstration. And the second, if I go to the process, review the different process instances, and if I select the this one. Then I will have the timeline that comes in. The submission has been done, or this is not the one I want. So go back again to the instances. I will pick another one. And if I go for the timeline, then I will have a different story that is said, because the process has been taken, created, asked, and the submission has been finished, and then the deadline has been catched. And since the deadline has been catched, we have this system task that has been run, and at the end of the day, Teresa, who has the relevant skills for processing this kind of RFP, has been selected out of the enterprise social network system, given her tags that she has into it. So this is the part, I would say, the functional part. So now I'm going to go into the design environment, where we have our BPMN plus Composer, which is the tool where you can design and re-import existing BPMN definitions that are augmented with information to be able to run on our execution engine. So one of the dimensions that we stressed on the system is the capacity of dealing with data together with BPMN, because BPMN, you just have basic definitions in data stores and data objects, and we try to emphasize that because we are quite good at this job. So we have the RFP, and the RFP is linked to the proposal, so you can make the link between the incoming document that becomes an object and the proposal by itself. And then at the RFP level, we also have defined as many tags as you want to qualify the request for proposal you have, and the possibility to handle this at the automatic task level. So if I come back to the definition, this is represented there by the task and the fact that it produces 2 data stores. And these data stores are used for the predictive analysis, where, so here you see that there are some messages that are flowing automatically from the process engine, or the social network. Here, if I go to this application and I go to the associations, you see that we receive some information in the back screen there. We receive some information from the data store, map it, and then this information are sent to the web service that does the job there. So this is part of the connector that is available for this integration. And at the social routing level, we added a notion, so that's quite important to be able to have some notification. So if I edit the notification there, we pushed beyond what the standard was defining, and we have some triggers. So when an object is created, when an object is instantiated, when it is, in fact they change the state of the object, we can put an action, and this action or a notification goes there with the connector with GemSpot, and then we have some information we push through the new RFP with the information about the name that we have on the screen, on the web screen. And we have the notifier, which is the ID of the current process instance that makes sure that the signal we will receive back will be able to tackle the relevant process instance to make it happen. So, and the fact that when I go back to this environment, when I pick there and give an owner and pick on the save button, the connector enables these kind of pages to send a signal back to the process instance. So this is how things are working at this level. And then the last task is to make the proposal here, where we have the resource role, which is an element of the BPMN definition that is defined as a rule. We have a language, an expression language that is included that allows you to dig into what you have into the parameters and provide the relevant information. And then we just say that the potential owner, which is something that we have in the standard as well, goes with the condition or the expression then that is interpreted on the fly for the process. Okay, so I think I went through the different points I wanted to highlight in this demonstration. And the idea is really to be able to orchestrate all the events that may happen on a case that are process-driven but can be also driven by something else. I talked about here, the illustration is about enterprise social network. This is what we do with a merger with ITESOFT, where we have some capture system, document capture system, when we can extract and push some information there because they can originate a new case, or they could fulfill a missing document within the process, or could do that with a document management system as well, or other system we are working on fraud detection, on a fraud detection portal that could bring some information in it. And the idea is to be able to make sure that you have the whole track record of what happened there for legal requirement, audits that are something important, and you have to keep track of all what happened on a given system or in a given case. Okay?